Hey guys, Andrew Oldar with Dirt Rider Magazine. I'm here with two of our test riders, Michael Wicker and Steve Boniface, summing up our 2018 250F MX Shootout. Coming in third place was the KTM 250 SXF. The KTM received new updated settings in the WP AER 48 fork and a new orange frame. Our testing staff felt the KTM had the best engine in the over rev and top end categories, but the suspension and chassis drew some mixed results. The engine didn't receive any changes for 2018, but the bike still revs to the moon and makes great power up top.
The KTM engine is really good at the top end of the power curve. The bottom and mid are also really good, but the top is so good that it's kind of like deceiving like how the bike performs bottom and mid. With that said, it's really good power.
I feel the same way. I feel the top end power on the KTM is amazing and the over rev is really smooth and strong on power when you have those RPMs up. With the hydraulic clutch as well, it's really a lot more effective.
Yeah, the strong top end and over rev you guys are referring to was proven on our dyno. The KTM drew the highest horsepower numbers of all 6 bikes. As far as suspension goes on the KTM, I liked it a lot. It felt really plush, very compliant. I was very happy with it overall, but not everyone felt that way.
The suspension was bittersweet. The rear shock wasn't too bad. I felt like it absorbed really well, especially in some of the high-speed, choppy sections. A lot of the things I didn't like about the forks were they were really hard to find a nice plush setting that would help me absorb corners good, like ruts, and settle.
Overall, for me, the KTM suspension were not progressive enough. I would have liked the initial part of the stroke softer, end of the stroke a little stiffer, so that would allow me to not go so low on the stroke.
Moving on to the handling, I felt like the bike had an excellent balance between good cornering ability and also good straight line stability, but not everyone felt that way.
I feel like I needed maybe a little more time, a little more riding time on a KTM to really get used to the bike. I feel like it's a different bike than the Japanese. It wasn't my favorite bike, but still a really good bike. On second day I felt much better than I did on first day, and I'm sure like with one more riding day on it, I would have feel like just fine on it.
I agree with Steve. The bike takes some time to get used to when you're used to riding Japanese model bikes. You notice how it flexes different in the corners and stuff, and I feel like handling it was pretty good. I could not get the bike to settle into the ruts, and it just kept wanting to stand up on me, and even with a lot of suspension changes and stuff. Yeah, overall it was definitely a little tricky to get used to.
So we're into the top 3 bikes now, and these top 3 bikes were very close in the overall rankings. Steve, why would you buy the KTM?
Engine performance, for sure. Like the KTM has the best engine performance, especially at the top. It has everything you need. You wouldn't need to change anything on the bike, and you could take the bike and just go race like it is.
I would probably get this bike also for the engine and as well as the hydraulic clutch. I feel it makes shifting smooth and consistent.
So that wraps it up for the KTM 250 SXF, finishing in 3rd place. Check back to dirtrider.com to see how the rest of the bikes finish in our 2018 250F MX Shootout.